Today I'm getting rid of the WIDEBODY and I'm taking off all of the Christmas lights you guys saw in the last episode. We're going to start by taking off the Christmas lights, start working on our way front to back, and then as we take off the Christmas lights, we're actually going to start taking off this kit, and then once the kit is off, we'll take off the custom front bumper, and we're going to put away all this stuff in storage until the winter, at which point then we'll put back on the kit for spring/summer once there's not ice. If I got into an accident with these fenders, I literally wouldn't be able to replace them, so I want to be able to keep them nice and sound. In the meantime, I'll put on my original my 12 front bumper. I know it won't perfectly fit with this hood, but at least then we'll have something on the car in the meantime. We're going to finish the rest of this later and then actually get to taking off the kit. I do have to do a little bit of body repair, so I'm going to do that later tonight. But overall, I've done pretty much half the car, and it's been only a couple minutes. So we just got done taking out the Christmas lights off the Mustang. I'm going to first install this into my girlfriend's Jeep Renegade. It's an O2 sensor. Okay, so this O2 sensor, I think it's actually this sensor. I'll figure out which one it is. It's either the top one or this bottom one down here. Either way, they get plugged in right back over there. As you can see, I'm pretty sure it's this top mounted one that I'm going to be replacing today. I'm going to double check. And then, yes, it's the top. It's the top one. So I'll be replacing this today. As you can see, this clip goes into the back of that clip. Shouldn't be that long of an install. Hopefully I don't need WD-40 for how much rust is there. This is a newer car. All I brought with me as a tool is this little guy. So hopefully this is enough. Okay, surprisingly, this is coming off pretty easily. Good news is I finally got this clip out from that little clip right down there. Now it is time just to finish unscrewing this. This is the bad O2 sensor. Clearly, as you can tell, there is a lot of erosion on it. Something clearly has gone wrong with this, and a lot of signs of wear. Let me get this out. This is the brand new one. You got to screw in the O2 sensor first before you plug in the other part. This is definitely the same one. Has a little collar to it. Let me hand tighten this one into place. Make sure you don't kink up the wires because the wires could get disconnected with enough pressure. This is why you connect the O2 sensor side before you connect the plug-in side. And then tighten it down hand tight. And then we're going to get our wrench, wherever our wrench is at. Loosen up the coil. There you go. Torqued it over. Enough hand torque should be plenty. Then we're going to tuck this wire into this little clip. And then this plugs in to there. Now, the side that has a little notch on this is the same side that gets tucked in where the clip goes. There's like a little clip part where you're pressing on. That goes into the same thing. Press until you hear a click. Christmas lights. But this is what we're going to have to do. I have some of the nice hardware which we're going to run in the final version of the WIDEBODY on the car. There's a little bit of those holding it in, but mostly it's just regular screws. So what we're going to go through is we're going to go through every single one of these, and we're going to be removing them, taking off the entire kit, and then anywhere there's bare metal, sanding it back down until there's no surface level rust, at which point then we'll be layering down a little bit of paint just to cover up that imperfection in the meantime. I'm going to be taking off this entire kit, and the front bumper I'm going to run my old V6 front bumper. I'm going to put it away for the winter, and then what I'll do is I'll put my V6. It doesn't quite fit up with this hood, but I'm going to have to deal with that fitment just for the winter. And then anywhere there is bare metal that is exposed, I'm going to paint it just so that there is a little bit of protection and primer from the rust. So, it's time to take off all of these bolts on the kit. Now, it is just very minimal surface level rust, but I'm going to have to go through and quickly remove all the rust on the surface and then start to get down and put in a little bit of filler and cover up some of these holes in the meantime. Okay, so in the light it looks really rough, but all that really matters is I got a little bit of paint on wherever there's bare metal, and I sanded off all of that rust just so that it can hold. Mind you, this entire car is going to get prepped in the spring, and in the meantime, that entire part from this onward isn't even going to be seen. It's going to be underneath the kit, and I also have to prep and wrap the entire car. So it does not matter. I'm just covering up so there's no more further rust, and you can barely tell that there's a little bit of paint right there. I know the car is very rough right now, and this isn't where it's going to be. For the winter, we're going to be holding off on some other content with either the 350Z or some of the other cars that we have going on in the background. But this car is going to get an entire overhaul going into next year. The goal of beginning of next year, right when winter starts to tame down, is to install the kit again and redo all of the bolt holes, all the rivnets that need to get replaced. This is one of the ones that need to get replaced, but for the most part, all of them are good. We're going to, in the meantime, tape off all of the nuts so they don't rust to the thing. And then once spring hits, the goal is going to be putting on the kit and installing our wheels. We have 3-piece wheels for this car, which I won't quite reveal yet, and we're going to need to change up the dimensions of them, and we're going to need to order a new outer barrel. So I want to do that ASAP so we can actually fit them on. In the meantime, we also need to cut the fenders into the spring, and then in the spring as well, when we're waiting for those wheels to arrive, we can actually install these wheels with some spacers just to get a vibe of what it's going to look like. And then we'll install the 3-piece wheels, and I'll have a build breakdown on that as well. The unfortunate part is that I live somewhere where there is snow and there's a lot of it. So in the meantime, right now I'm kind of just stuck in a waiting zone. I'm kind of waiting for the weather to calm down a little bit. In the meantime, I do have some other content planned. I might be wrapping this bike here in a little bit. That's going to get up and running by spring. And then we also have the Miata, which I will make a video on soon about what happened to it. Right now it's currently in storage, but we'll bring it back out in spring, and I'll tell you and give you an update what's wrong with that car. For the next video, I'll probably show you guys for the next season. This diffuser was really cool. It's from Street Arrow, but I feel like I've outgrown it, and this little plastic trim going all the way around I don't exactly love per se. And I know the rear fender wide body kit is going to go somewhere over here and end, but I thought it'd be really cool to do a custom metal diffuser on that and maybe cut the bumper right here. I have a lot that I need to do to this car. I want to work on this car, but I kind of just have to wait till it's warm. I do have a space I could work on it, so maybe we get a little bit done in the winter, but I don't want to do too much. Again, I can't really do the diffuser till the wide body's on. I can't really do the wheels closer to spring, and then I can order the barrels for it. It's just a lot of waiting, unfortunately. In the meantime, some little projects that we have to do is install the air vents here. I need to pick up the front bumper, which I'll vlog of putting it on the car. The car also looks really small right now. Fun fact, the width of this is very similar to a Miata. I did not know that until I started doing some research. Wow, the wheel fitment in that rear, it is tucked. Oh my god. I didn't realize how crazy that wheel setup was on a stock body. Damn. I really aced that wheel setup. Okay. If I can nail this on stock body, I can definitely nail a crazy wheel setup for the wide body. Alright, this is it. I know it's just kind of a filler video of me having to work on the car, but that's what it kind of is in the off season. I have to redo the little sticker print again. I have to take off all of that. I have to start wrapping some of the aspects of the car. I think I'm going to start doing some body care to the fenders because they're not perfect molds. I'm going to have to sand them and then prep them and then also wrap them, and that's also going to be the spring as well. So a lot to do.
We're flying too close to the sun.